What up, YouTube? It's your boy Sleep back with another video, and today we are reacting to This Generation Can't Read and Is Getting Sad. I honestly don't know what this video is going to be about. We're gonna see what that's about. But before we do, go ahead and hit the subscription box below with the bell to the side for noise squad. We is almost at 1K. 40 away. Let's get there. With that being said, let's see what this video hitting for. Let go.
She wore a suit, clothes that were...
I know sometimes I be like thinking too fast when I read, or I be thinking too much when I read, so it seems like I can't read, but I can. But I know it's silhouette. It looked like on a piece of paper. I ain't gonna lie. Don't want to restore page, gang. What do you mean? You skipped the word. She in high school. She in a prep school. What is your mom paying all the extra money for, gang?
Who's this for?
She were
She good looking.
of clothes that were extra during.
Oh, what?
Bro?
What the fuck is that say? Why am I reading this?
The edges is crazy. This gotta be. My bad.
Reading this? This is a whole bunch of...
They call new X acquired to accommodate the governor's schedule.
What does that mean?
The X acquired to accommodate. I don't know, bro.
You know, when I was growing up, we had
What was the word?
Reading Rainbow, hooked on phonics, in between the lines.
I don't know. New X acquired.
The Colonel X acquired to accommodate the governor's schedule. She couldn't say that. I mean, they in high school, so we're gonna give it. They learning. That's what they're there for.
No, I'm not reading this. This is a whole bunch of...
Even though
They call new X acquired to
I know some girls who knew how to read this in the 7th, 6th, 5th grade.
I don't know, bro.
You know, when I was growing up, we had things
Man, that's
like
crazy.
Reading Rainbow, hooked on phonics, in between the library.
Is it loud
Every
enough?
Easter, we gave
No,
a
it's not.
speech at church that made us talk out loud and practice our public speaking skills. And if you read 25 books in a quarter,
It's cool if that's not their own. I mean, obviously it's their own language, but I'm just saying, bro, like, I mean, not everybody's at the same level. You feel me? Everybody got different circumstances. Everybody got different habits. Not everybody out here hooked on phonics reading different books every single day. Some are literate, some are illiterate, some are ignorant, some are smart, some are in college prep, some aren't. You know what I mean? Some like school, some don't. Some take it as a priority, some don't. So if somebody's not interested in learning, that's just what it is. You feel me? It's gonna show, obviously, but eventually they're gonna want to better themselves. Like Kai Cenat, he over here reading books and stuff, trying to better himself. You feel me? People laughing at him, but it's like that's what you're supposed to do. So, hey, even though it is kind of crazy to carry that sentence thing.
you got to get invited to a Pizza Hut pizza party. Trust me, the pizza was always nasty. It wasn't about that. It was the fact that you read the books and you won a prize, and the classmates who couldn't read.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. You had a test on this? How would it ace that? What?
You couldn't get to the pizza. Duh. Now things have taken a turn for the worse. And not necessarily just because kids can't read.
I don't know if I'm cutting the beard, bro.
For what it's worth, those sentences were a little bit tricky. There was some
got a little
words
used
that
to
might not be common on the paper. But it's also the fact that the words that were used on the note card were also used incorrectly. All of the kids are illiterate. All of the kids can't read. AI and ChatGPT are taking over, and we're gonna have a
Damn, wait. So how you testing somebody on their knowledge on books? And even your test questions is grammarly incorrect. It has grammar errors, okay? It has grammar errors. It's incorrect. Yourself. Like that's a little
in the near future if we don't figure out how we got to this place quick, fast, and in a hurry. If you're new to this, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long
we gonna
way to the
see.
channel. Can you as a community put
I ain't shake
a
on it.
silhouette of a subscription on this extraordinarily ghost
I ain't shake on it.
button? If you can comprehend that, you can comprehend becoming a part of this community. Now, back into the video.
I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
7th grade English teacher here. When I tell you that these babies cannot read, they cannot.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't take school serious for real. So like, of course I graduated. Was my grades the highest? I went into the military, so it really didn't matter. Teen dropout here. But I mean, if I put this much energy into school, I probably would have been honors, nigga. No cap. But
write, and they cannot comprehend.
Ain't for
I'm not
everybody.
being funny. I'm being dead serious.
The class divide of the future is going to be who can read and critically
Oh, it
think.
look like an English teacher.
What every
OD.
educator on this app is talking about, and what every educator
Like I would see him in public, and I absolutely know that he's a teacher. Like I could catch you in a bar, and I already know that you did your shift. You know what I'm saying? Cap L hater. Okay, Cap L hater. W hater.
noticing is a dramatic decline in basic critical reasoning skills and basic literacy skills among students. This is particularly pronounced among high school age students. And what this is creating is a generation entering the workforce without basic comprehension skills that is going to make it very hard
Time's repeating itself.
and maintain any form of employment.
Since the rise of TikTok, we have been seeing more firsthand accounts of people telling their real life stories about what's actually going on in their day-to-day lives. You could see how plumbers plumb, you could see how bakers bake, and you can see the plight of teachers in today's modern day education system. I feel like it started post-pandemic when kids started to migrate back to the in-class environment, when a slew, and I do mean a slew of teachers, came to the internet claiming that kids couldn't read, they couldn't write, there was a huge literacy crisis, and something needed to be done. And I'm old enough to remember the backlash that all of these teachers got when they were calling out these parents, when they were calling out the education system for highlighting the fact that these kids couldn't read. People were saying that they were embarrassing these kids. People were saying that you shouldn't be leaking this information out about these kids. And they even sought to get some of these teachers fired. But lo and behold, in the big 2026, because of one young man who was doing some sort of viral trend where he highlighted the fact that his classmates could not read, and hell, himself to a certain extent, people are now having to be faced with the realities of the extreme, and I do mean extreme literacy crisis that this nation has.
She wore a sahalat of clothes.
So it's really pissing me off that they don't know what silhouette is and how they're pronouncing it. Like, obviously, I can't spell it off the top of my head. Obviously, if I sound it out and I take my time with it, I could probably get it. But the fact that they see it and they're saying they can't figure out what it is like, she wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat. What is? See, like, I ain't never see this word before. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was about to say a crazy word, and I stopped myself. I'm like, no. I don't want to say that word. I don't want to say it.
That were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore, bro. I don't know, bro.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extra.
How would you pronounce this word? How do you pronounce this word? If y'all know it, how do you pronounce this word? We're gonna look it up. That's what we do. I don't want to pronounce it wrong and it sound like, hey, yo. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not saying that word. I knew it. I'm not saying it. No.
Ordinary, but somewhat gosh. All right, now what does that
TOS.
I don't know what this shit say. I don't know what this shit say. I don't know what this shit say. Can't read it. Can't read it. Can't read it. Cancel back.
Is there two meanings to that word? That's crazy.
Because that's something that's very uncommon and most people don't understand the word. Hell, the user didn't seem to understand the word when he put it into a sentence for his classmates to read. But words like kernel, extraordinary, and silhouette are actually...
I'm gonna let Siri say it.
Gauche.
Oh, okay, so we Gucci. I thought it was the ooh. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't want to say it wrong.
Gauche.
I thought it was another word. My bad. You know what I'm saying? And what does it mean? Someone or something lacking social grace, sophistication, or tact. Hey, learn something new every day.
What seems to be high school age kids don't understand. And I don't even think that I'm...
And there's, you know what's funny? There's going to be people in the comments talking about my education system is failing me and how we need to be, remediated or something like that. Like, nigga, you never used that word a day in your life, nigga. No. Stop playing. Gauche. You couldn't even spell that if I told that to you.
that they didn't know words. There's words that I don't know. And hell, there's words that I didn't know when I was somebody.
Thank you, Omar.
But what also was very disturbing and
See,
also
that's
shocking
L on
to me is
YouTube,
the
Jack,
fact
because
that
you
they
didn't know
even
what it
attempt
was.
to
You
sound
looked
it
it
out.
up.
They quit on the word, acted as if they couldn't even fake the funk. And that's just a real telltale sign that in between the Lions need to make a comeback, because there's something going on with these kids and we
Yeah,
need
that's
to get in
facts,
front
though.
of it ASAP.
Math and reading scores have dropped to their lowest levels in more than
Damn.
2 decades among high school seniors.
But you want to know why this is? It's because kids are getting rich early and dropping out. So now they're being like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't need school. I'm making bands a month, and I'm only 16. By the time they're 18, they lit. They got 100K on Instagram. They got 350 on TikTok. They got the YouTube popping. They starting on Twitch. They're making 3 streams of income already. They're like, man, forget school. Well, that's some of them. The smart ones, they're doing it while they're in school, getting their degree or their GED while they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're doing what they're supposed to do and using that to their advantage to do so. But I'm just saying, that could play a factor, social media, because a lot of these kids are getting lit young. I noticed that when I was watching, whose show was it? I think it was Rod's show, where he would bring a whole bunch of shorties to the B&B in a certain location. And he was bringing a whole lot of TikTok girls that I had never seen before. Some of them were either 19 or 20 or 21. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting old, gang. She. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to go rush to say that school is a scam. But it depends on what you go for. Because some people, they go to college and stuff like that, and they don't use their degree when they out. Now you just wasted money. Y'all just going to college just to say y'all going to college, and it's like, it depends. If you want to be a lawyer, doctor, nurse, you know what I'm saying? What else? Lawyer, doctor. Shit. A lot of things you can it's either a trade where you can go to like a trade school or something like that, or you can just learn on your own and you go based off experience. Oh, electrician or something like that. Engineer, you feel me? Just certain jobs that you need a degree for. But majority is based off experience and apprenticeships or internships. Yeah, but even being a doctor, you need like 8 more years of school. So it's like, I mean, but I see what you're talking about as far as being like in construction and stuff like that. Yeah, because he ended up making bank. Now he in the crib with a family of 5, but he holding it down. You know what I'm saying? His wife don't got to work for real. She just got to take care of the kids. So you need school to be a doctor, gang.
Scores come from the latest so-called Nations Report Card, and it shows that student achievement has continued to decline significantly among high school seniors. The average reading score last year was the lowest since the assessment began in 1992.
There are 3 hypotheses to explain.
Mind you, in the 90s, they didn't even give a fuck, bro. And they say, yo, I don't care. I ain't reading this. I ain't doing this. Most of them were game banging. You know what I'm saying? Most of them was becoming baby daddies, baby moms. It wasn't taking stuff serious or whatever. They was like, yo, we gonna make it out the hood. We gonna become rappers and stuff like that. Forget this. Sometimes they either got in jail or, you know what I'm saying? They didn't take the school serious for real. What was that movie with the other guy? It's the substitute teacher that became the main teacher. And he used to substitute for the class that was bad as hell, badass kids. He was a Spanish guy, you know what I'm saying, with a comb over and the glasses. Yeah, a lot of those kids didn't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? They was game banging and, ratchets and all that, you know.
What's been happening. Number 1 is there's been a decline in focus on test-based accountability
They
since the No
SAT
Child
for
Left
nothing.
Behind Act expired in 2015. The rise in social media use,
I got
and
a decent
third,
score the first
the
try.
rise in student absenteeism, which spiked during the pandemic but remains high.
And there's no one reason as to how we got here in 2026 where
Damn, 14
kids
minutes
aren't
already? Oh,
able
no.
to read,
Ain't no
write,
way.
spell, critically think,
Been
etc.,
chatting.
etc. There's been a
Y'all be
decline
talking
in
too much.
test-based accountability when the No Child Left Behind Act, which for a long time I did think was something that that they only talked about on like SNL and Family Guy.
It's not the
But coming to
substitute,
realize
King.
when I got into college that it was a real thing, I got really scared. Came into play, it made so that accountability was kind of wiped out across the board. If they can't read today, maybe they'll get it tomorrow. And even if they don't get it tomorrow, they'll be in the next grade anyway.
I knew that's what it was called. Wait, no. It's called Stand and Deliver, egghead.
So it'll no longer be my problem. There's also been a rise in social media and phone usage, which I'll get to in 2 seconds. And then, especially with the pandemic, there's been a rise in absenteeism.
And I'm in an urban district, and we've seen ever since COVID, obviously, attendance going down. But my last class was 27 kids, and 8 of them were not here. So, I mean, this has been going on.
Yeah, they made it a big deal about the
I'm more
SATs
interested
and
in
stuff
the
like
why
that.
rather than the
So
what.
If a student
got
misses
locked down.
21 days of school and racks up 32 tardies, it's not the teacher's problem to fix. Teachers can't be on the hook for everything. Johnny's 24 absences aren't because Miss Jackson's lesson wasn't engaging enough. Absenteeism, it's not a classroom engagement issue. Teachers are responsible for the students who show up. Student attendance, that's the parents' responsibility.
You know, the reason why I know the word kernel is because when I was growing up, we used to eat KFC. I know. Go flood my mother's inbox. It wasn't a choice that I made, but she made sure that I knew the difference between the original recipe and the crispy one. I thought it was disgusting too. But I say all that to say, I think that a lot of this education.
The shots at KFC is crazy, gang. Because the fried chicken is still goated. Chill.
Mishap and question mark does start at home. And I know that there's a bunch of different factors like economic situation, careers these parents have. All these things do play into factor. But I do know one thing for certain. If you do take care of these things at home, reading practice, writing practice, mathematics practice, all these things will then spill over into their daily lives. Who would have known that if your parents go through flashcards with you, you may know how to spell or sound out or read silhouette and gauche in class.
Literacy rates are down because people who've never read a book are having kids. Reading, it starts at home.
All she's missing for real is a septum ring, and you already know what type of time is she on. So I ain't surprised with her take though. So
I was teaching 6th graders, and they had the reading level and vocabulary of like some of the 3rd graders that I was working with.
We gotta remember that one day these kids who can't read will grow up to be adults who can't read. And what do adults who can't read do? They make babies. Adults who can read.
I used to hate popcorn. I ain't gonna lie, but guess what? You know what T Banks be doing? Who is it? T Banks or is it? Oh no! It's Hey Vance. Y'all know Hey Vance. He be playing video games, stuff like that. TikTok. But yeah, he be doing popcorn streams. I'm gonna make y'all do that shit one day. We gonna get a Discord, nigga. It's popcorn. Word. Exposed. All of y'all
also make babies, but people generally make babies, and if you can't read and you having a baby, that probably means you can't teach that baby how to read. It's pretty crazy to think that 54% of US adults have low literacy skills. I think that number in and of itself should be more concerning than even like the gas pump prices when I go to my local BP or Shell. That would put them on the equivalency of a 6th grade level. So now you've created this situation where the Spider-Man meme comes to real life, where they're pointing at each other and the blind is leading the blind, and you have grown adults who can't read teaching kids who can't read how to read. It's too much. It's too much.
So Koi got home today,
Damn.
and her report card, her handwriting score, all of them were 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So on this list, it says here, 1, not meeting standard.
But like, how was the? Did she do it at all, or is this like, what is this? What am I looking at?
Or all of them were 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So on this list, it says here, 1, not meeting standards.
I do want to see the
not
paper
meeting
though, so
standards at
stop
this
putting the
time.
paper
All
in
of
front
them
of her
were
paper,
1,
shorty.
1, 1, 1, 1. So on.
I mean, the handwriting don't look too bad. It's just she got a little slant going on. It's the way she holding a pencil. She holding like one of those. I had a homie that writes. How y'all write with pencil? Y'all write like this? I used to hate niggas that write pencils like these, bro. Like, why? Just nah, bro. You just write it like a normal person. This type like this. You know what I'm saying? That's why she write it like that. Look how she hold the pencil. She hold it like. So she hold it like she controls it with like a third finger. Nah.
This list, it says here: 1, not meeting
Yeah,
standards.
bro.
Not meeting standards at this time. 2, standards
You gotta get
partially
the
met.
stance
Needs
right
more
before you get the
time.
running
So
right.
handwriting skills, print legibly using proper pencil grip. Or 1. I mean, you holding it how you supposed to hold it. I don't understand how
That's
is
the
that a
problem.
blank. So I'm trying to figure out
That's the
like
problem.
what's
Look
really
at
going on in
look.
school. But I'm really about to change.
That's the reason why she writing slanted and stuff like that, bruh. Like the whole stack better tip over. Look at you holding the pencil. Now she's gonna have little marks on the middle finger and stuff like that because of how she holding it. It's abnormal. Word.
Again,
I don't think people understand how big of a deal this truly is.
I want to
Since the
see.
pandemic,
I want to see
people have been
how
turning
your
to
handwriting look,
homeschooling their
Smith.
kids because of unsatisfactory
Send it in the
planning
Discord.
from schools
Link in the
around the
description.
nation when it came to the way that they handled 6 feet apart and all these other things, social distancing.
We got a media room in the
Maybe they
Discord.
didn't like the fact that there were any social distancing rules in place. People are afraid of school pew-pewings happening more and more and more. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there's been a rise in people
Is that showing on the main
homeschooling their
screen?
kids. That doesn't even factor into all the political reasons
never
as to
mind.
why people do that, but that's not why you're here on this channel. But we're not asking ourselves, if half of the US has a literacy crisis in the adult age range, and those people are also participating in homeschooling, then who the hell is teaching these kids how to actually do some reading, writing, and arithmetic? Truly, who is doing it?
Come to Best Buy with me and my baby girls. I am gonna buy them some iPads. I have been debating this for a very long time. I mostly need them for whenever we travel. As you guys know, traveling with toddlers is a lot of freaking work.
That's right. Those same kids who got frustrated about reading, writing, and arithmetic while they were in school, so they put it down and picked up, I don't know, some sort of device or a ball or played some music, are the same parents now who, when trying to teach their kids reading, writing, and arithmetic, are more than likely to go and, I don't know, buy their kids an iPad. Buy your 1-year-old toddler an iPad. It's actually the most insane thing in the world. There's a study.
See this? There's a difference between kids that get the iPad and kids that get a notebook. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. Guess who I was? You give a kid a notebook and a pencil, you raise an artist. I ain't make that up. I'm just saying, gang. I ain't make that up at all.
Out there that
Real
says
talk.
by the age of 4, 58% of children already have their own tablet or smartphone. Now, before those
That's
people get in
crazy.
my
That's why they
comments
can't
saying,
write.
well, Omar, tablets and smartphones can provide other things. They're stimulants in other ways. That these people are using it as a means.
What
and a
did you
method
clip,
to teach
my
their
boy?
kids. Full stop. I have many friends who have many babies, cousins, all these other things like that, and they're letting Blippi and the little Spider-Man kid thing and whatever is on YouTube Kids be the means that teach their kids how to read, write, spell, learn colors, etc., etc. And there's way too many studies that show about how much over screen time usage can be detrimental to a young child, let alone the fact that they think it's some sort of substitution for teaching. And so now when they send their children to school, they think that it's a problem that the teachers aren't teaching the kids anything, as opposed to back in our day when they thought that something was supposed to be done first at home. No. They think the responsibility lies 100% solely on the teachers.
And the first thing that we need to do is address this common misconception that learning starts in kindergarten. Your child is not even allowed to attend school until they turn 5 years old. That means that the learning should have started at home.
I know you didn't. No.
To teach your child how to write.
I know you didn't just screenshot what I think you probably screenshotted, King. I know he didn't. I know. I'm not even gonna bring it on the screen. I'm not even gonna bring it on the screen, bro. What? Yo, you foul, bro. And you alright.
Write their name to teach their child.
This is what my moms be doing, right? This is what we do. Okay. I got something for you. Don't worry.
their basic letter sounds to teach your child how to count to 10 so that they have some kind of foundation to continue learning when they enter kindergarten.
It's sad because you're letting Professor AT&T and Dr. Xfinity be the ones that
I got a trick
instruct
for you,
your
don't worry.
children for their entire lives. And we know with the rise of social media, with the rise of these different platforms and their algorithms, that can't be something that's beneficial. Now, I did have some sort of smartphone growing up. Granted, it wasn't until my later years in high school, probably my junior and senior year, but I at least had that foundation to build off of, and then coming into my later years, learned how to navigate these things. But I will say that there were two things on the telephone, smartphones, laptops, all these other things that I personally, as a 29-year-old man, did not have to deal with when I was coming up through my school age years. And number one was two letters, AI.
So my students had to do an assignment on world population, where they either used slides to answer the questions or they went to websites, entered the information for the answer.
That writing is crazy. I already know he a righty. That boy's right-handed. He probably write with 3. He probably write like this. That is crazy,
For numbers
man.
1 through 6, instead of just using the slides that they were given, this student decided to use ChatGPT, which repeatedly told him this table does not contain this information. And he wrote it. He just kept writing that. At what point were you going to be like, maybe that's not the right answer?
Huh?
Numbers 13 and
Ain't no way, bro. You got Edit Eddie in the classroom, bro. What? ChatGPT told him, hey, I can't help you with this. He gonna put on the paper, I can't help you with this. Bro, what is we on, bro? What grade is this? What grade is that? Ain't no way, bro. That's
14,
crazy.
where it says, what was the population on your birthday? And he wrote, requires your birthday to answer. When's your birthday? Why does ChatGPT have to tell you when your birthday is?
So you're already lacking in your
That's like,
and
you know how
comprehension
dumb you
How
gotta
does
get that to get caught cheating like this? This is the dumbest way to get caught cheating, bro. This is not. You put what's the answer for number 5? That requires the question for me to answer. You gonna write that on a paper, bro? Ain't no way. Whose son is this, gang? How you gonna explain this to parent teacher night? You got my chair acting up in.
GPT have to tell you when your birthday is.
So you're
Ain't no way. Clip that.
Your reading and writing and comprehension
That's crazy.
skills, and now you're turning to these computer-generated answers that, for whatever reason, you're taking to be 100% true fact. There's no way for you to even deduce or critically think if there is right or wrong in these things. And now AI.
Let's see how they use ChatGPT, because that's crazy. We didn't even have this. We had a Quizlet game.
And deduce or critically think.
Hello, chat. I'm going to upload 4 pictures in a couple of minutes. I need you to give me the answers for each problem. Do not explain how to get the answer. Just show me the answer and show me the slight work for it if it's needed. If it's ABC, please immediately give me the answer. Got it. And they be quick to help you with that. What? That's crazy. Hey, if I was ChatGPT, I'd be fair and I'd be like, you can get in trouble for this. And I'm gonna keep explaining all the possible options or cons to cheating on this test. I'm gonna actually ask, are you taking a test right now? What's going on? Why do you need these answers so quickly? And then he's gonna say, yeah, I'm taking a test. I'm like, now you're not supposed to be doing this, right? And then I'm gonna explain all the consequences that come with cheating if he gets caught. And then he's like, I know, just give me the answer. And I'm like, you sure? You sure? Because this can happen and that can happen and this can happen. And then I'm gonna keep gaslighting. Now I'm gonna gaslight you. You manipulate you into doing the work yourself. And that's gonna be more work than you did trying to get the answer yourself. And now you're wasting time. You ran out of time. Now you can't even fill the answer in, and you got the answer wrong. Because you were stuck on number 5. It's 30 questions. You're done. Hand me your paper. Go send it back. Matter of fact, go take a walk.
If there is right or wrong in these things. And now AI is setting you up for an eternal life of failure, specifically because you think it's like the answer and not maybe some sort of assistant.
These kids
I'm
think
not
they
gonna
smart.
act like I didn't use Chegg when I was growing up. Like I definitely did. But for the most part, I knew when Chegg was wrong, right? Or at least how to deduce if we were in the area of a reasonable answer. Now we're just going with it through blind faith and believing that it's true. Like, I think that's just the stupidest thing in the world. And speaking of listening to things with blind faith and not being able to deduce or reason than what the messaging actually is. The second thing that I didn't have to deal with when I was growing up as it pertains to having a phone or social media is the rise of influencers and their words being used as law to create how we navigate our lives.
G shit though, we gotta start teaching our kids though just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait,
stop.
The man can't even form a complete sentence and all that, and he's talking about they don't need to learn how to read, gang. Your man's can't believe it, gang. Look at his face. Look at his face. Come on, man.
I just want to get on here and say congratulations to all the high school graduates, all of my high school students that's graduating this year. Congratulations. You just went to school for 12 years for a slip of paper that
No,
you will never
no. Because high school isn't worth it. It's not worthless, though. It's not worthless. You can debate on that depending on college, what you're going for, the intent. But high school, it also teaches you like social norms and how to socialize and all that. It's very important. Because notice how all the ones that are homeschooled is mad awkward, gang. You know what I'm saying? Mad awkward, dog. So it's like, come on, gang. I don't like pushing that, though. You gotta get your GED at least. Can't even get a job without you can't get most jobs without GED.
use again in your life.
There has been this growing.
Not everybody wants to be an
I do
influencer.
mean
Not everybody
growing
can.
Sentiment that education and learning and post-secondary
Ralph, I
school
appreciate the
has
follow.
been some sort of
You know what I'm
scam this
saying?
whole time,
I
and
turn
that
my
we should
alarm,
stop
the
at,
alerts
like,
off.
middle school, and we should be
That shit was
focusing on
annoying,
businesses and all these things.
Appreciate
I'm here to tell
it.
you, capitalism is not here to save you. This I get money culture that we are creating and breeding as a means to escape reality, all at the cost of learning how to read and write, will not save you. And these people who are pushing these narratives in any way, shape, form, or fashion are so bad faith, it's disgusting. We all know that social media influencers have major and massive power of the tongue when it comes to speaking things into existence or influencing people to live by the pathways that they believe. But for
look
what it's
at
worth, these
then 6ix9ine not finish high school, and now this the main nigga that was calling everybody stupid, and look at you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even got your GED. It's not funny, but it's like, damn, dog. Like, come on, bro.
people are outliers, and these people that are outliers can say some of the dumbest things, especially when it comes to education.
Why is it that your parents
You're
got
not lying,
taught the
Smith.
same way in school that your kids are getting taught? Look, think of how much everything is
Stole that
advanced.
shit.
Look
I
at Mark
stole that
Rober's
shit.
videos. Look at all the amazing educational content where you
Stole
learn
that
such
shit. I
great
stole
or
that
like
shit.
such complex topics in like
That
20
GED,
minutes, and it's really engaging.
That GED, I stole that shit. What are you talking about? I stole that shit. What?
Fun, and you retain it. And like, look at what we subject our kids to, just like listening to a teacher read out of a book in the most boring way imaginable. I think education
That's what I'm
should be,
saying. You
reformed
need-
dramatically.
you need
Mr.
that.
Beast, the world's biggest YouTuber's solution to changing the education system, the one that is boring, the one that our parents, who for what it's worth, had a better literacy rate than we do. His solution to changing all that is making more YouTube videos. Enough! I agree that there can be some sort of reform, but it always comes after somebody is dissing or
Nah.
being disingenuous about the benefits of traditional education. And so now we've created this society in which it's actually okay to shit on education on a daily basis. In fact, if you are somebody
Mr.
who
Beast think anybody could do that though. Like, I ain't gonna lie, not everybody has the capacity to even get to that level of where he's at, bro. Not everybody gonna be a YouTuber. Like I just said, not everybody gonna be influencers. Not everybody can. It don't work for everybody. It's not everybody's thing. You know what I'm saying? No, it's good financial wise for you to even try and get there. And if you get there, then it's cool. But it's like, not everybody want to be having eyeballs and everything. Anything he does, even if it's positive, it's a problem. Not everybody want to do that. They just want to be normal. Go to the mall on regular. Go to the store on regular. You know what I'm saying?
is speaking up for or being
Finish
out
school on
about
the regular.
education, your degree is getting questioned. Your
But
credentials
he
and
needs school. This one right
credibility
here.
are being put to the test.
He need to go back.
As opposed to somebody who used AI or Chat GPT to get some sort of answers. Don't think I forgot about all those people who made fun of Kai Cenat when he was on his journey of bettering himself when he was reading books.
Like I said, it was laughing at kid, bro.
How do I pronounce that?
Caption of this video said Kai Cenat constantly had to look up what certain...
That's the word, right? Spontaneity? It's always the view bot and bots that be coming in randomly, dog. Yeah, take him out of here. Get him out of here.
Words meant by
Gulag.
reading his journey to become a better speaker. Like, that's probably what you do when you don't know how to read, when you don't know how to write. This is why those kids didn't know what gauche, extraordinary, silhouette, kernel, and
I'm not gonna lie, this is unrelated, but that taper is crazy, man. I'm growing mine out. That's why you always see the do-rags. Spontaneity, right? Let me look it up. I don't know. I didn't know where he was talking about. Because he didn't even finish it, and then he said it. Let Siri say it, and then still said it wrong. Listen, we gonna forget about that. All right, I'm saying scrub that. What's that? Men in Black. Flash your head. I mean, chill, relax. Nah, we're not doing that. Is that it? Okay, see, now you starting. Oh, y'all with a clip far down. Okay,
it's because of people like this who talk down on people who look to better themselves or educate themselves. I think that there are ways to fix the literacy crisis and the overall educational.
Oh, I got the value. Come on, man. Spontaneity. All right,
In the United
we have vowel
States
off.
as a
Okay,
whole. Mississippi has recently seen some success in changing some of their methods. They went back to hooked on phonics, you know, making kids read, holding them accountable for testing, things that we were doing in the first place. But I do want to see some sort of change and shift in the online culture as a whole. I want to see more people get clowned for using AI as like an end-all be-all for certain things. And I do want to see more content creators get talked down on when they are like anti-education or making fun of those that are looking to enrich themselves. I want to see more positivity when it comes.
I want to see Dez, Talil, Rakai, and Max popcorn stream. NYC, New York City. New York City. Like, nah, that's
around content creation and education. Like, I just think that should be pushed more. Instead of
Clover
the kid that went viral
popcorn
for showing
stream.
These no cards,
Crazy
with being expelled or not being able to go.
I remember this comparison. Regarding the school decision to pursue expulsion of senior student over creation of a TikTok account involved interviewing fellow student. The person that was interviewing, asking him to read, got expelled for that? What has been shared, the content appears harmless in nature, but does not promote violent bullying in any form of misconduct. This Black African American student is a senior that is foreign, with a strong academic record and a high GPA, which reflects consistent education responsibility to jeopardize their future at such a critical point over activity. Oh, maybe this is somebody. That's crazy. They expelled them? What? Hey, it's not expelled for showing their school results. It's expelled for exposing the school results. Nah, that's wild, man. We gotta end that. Hey, it's not ending on a positive note. We gotta end that. That being said, that's the end of this video. Make sure y'all comment down below your thoughts. Leave a like and hit the subscription box below with the bell to the side for no squad. It's almost at 1K, 40 away. Let's get there. With that being said, it's locked in. Let's get it.